Hey, Merry Christmas. Just wanted to touch base with you and hope that you had a great day today. My morning was actually fantastic. I got to spend it with family. I hope that you were able to do the same, whether it's chosen family, blood family, or friends. And even if you were by yourself, there's been many years that I've done things by myself on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve, and it's actually been fabulous. But most of all, I wanted to share with you that a special thing I'm gonna do for myself tonight, because I drove back and I had kind of a long drive back. It's Christmas night. I still want to be festive. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be just staying home tonight. And I just thought, I think I really want an espresso martini. So what I want to share with you is how to make an espresso martini at home for yourself. And it's actually really, really simple. One of the first things I did was I brewed some coffee. Now, I used Nespresso Virtuo. It's a double espresso pod. But you really can use even instant coffee makes a great espresso martini, or you can do brewed coffee, whatever you prefer. But your ingredients are going to be vodka of your choice. I happen to be using Kettle One. A coffee liqueur, second main ingredient. So I'm using Kahlua, and there's all different flavors of coffee liqueur, so that's totally up to you. And then some simple syrup. Pretty easy, right? Garnishes. We're going to talk a little bit about garnishes because actually for me, if I want to feel luxe and feel that sort of special feeling that I get when I drink a really well-crafted cocktail, for me, it's all about presentation as well. So I am going to be using a martini glass. Where is that? Over here, martini glass. And there's a couple things you can use to garnish. So one of them is you can use an orange. In this case, I don't have one on hand because I didn't really plan on doing this video tonight. But anyway, a clementine, and you want to use a grater. Now this actually is a grater, but it's actually a little bit too big. This is more like for a larger size. You want to use something that's going to give you a zest, which is actually that part of the grater. If you have the grater that's the four-sided one, that's the really small little holes, and you just go across the top, and that gives you a nice just flavor that's just barely there in size. The other thing that you can garnish with is, in this case, I have some Williams-Sonoma cocoa that I didn't really drink too much. I bought it for the holidays, but anyways, so I decided to use that because it's kind of, it's kind of like this chocolate, this cocoa isn't powder. It's more like milk chocolate shavings of cocoa. So that's great. What you are gonna need though is, to make the drink, is a shaker with a cap on it. And I'm using, this is called a jigger. So if you haven't heard of that before, it's what bartenders use. I'm not going to be exactly correct, but for the most part, this is about half an ounce, and this is 1.5 ounces. Here, in some cases, it can be 2. It just depends. There are some of these that are larger sizes. So what I'm going to do is I first brewed my coffee. I did cheat a little bit because I went ahead and I made it ahead of time just so it would cool off for making this cocktail. You're going to use some ice. You're going to pour that in your shaker. Then I would say you're probably going to use about 2 ounces of coffee. We'll just say I'm going to put a little bit more because I'm doing a double batch, not because I'm like crazy going to drink, but oftentimes on a night like this, I'm going to be up for a few hours, and actually with this coffee, I'm probably going to be up a lot of hours. But anyways, I put that in there. Then you're going to go ahead and take the vodka. So in this case, I'm going to use this side. That's a half, or you can use this and just not fill it up all the way. You're going to pour that in your shaker. And then the second thing I'm going to do is take my Kahlua. Same thing. Just simply pour that about the exact same amount you did with the vodka. So one of the things that you do want to know is that you want to keep these about almost as close as you can. They should be equal in portions. So then I just put in my Kahlua. And then lastly, I'm going to use a half ounce of my simple syrup. Now, I think I'm going to use simple syrup, but I was thinking of being creative and using my Torani syrup because I think it probably would work great as well. But for this time, I'm just going to stick to the basics. You're going to love it. It's just going to be a classic espresso martini. I have ice in there. You're going to want to shake it up. Get it as cold as you can. And I've actually kind of pre-made some already, so for the sake of timing, it's already really cold. Okay, and then now let's talk about garnishes. Now, the easiest way to garnish is to take simply, I have these on hand just in case I have people over, and in this case, for myself. So this is just a cream cheese frosting. You also could use whipped cream, depending what you'd like, or you can make whipped cream. What you want to do is you want to take this. Now, because I'm by myself, so I don't have anyone to impress. Things take a minute to make, but it is so worth the effort. And pretty much what I really want to share with you is that the effort that I'm putting in is what makes me feel like it's a luxury experience, and I'm not paying whatever amount of, depending what city you live in, for a cocktail like this. But you do want to take the cocktail glass, back to our garnishing subject, and you want to maybe just scoop a little bit of that on the side, just like that. I took some cocoa powder. I just put it on a, this is a plate, whatever works best for you. And you pretty much want to do something like that. Now you could do more of it. I don't really want it to be that sweet, so I just did a little. I've already shaken it up. You're gonna pour it in. And voila, your cocktail is served. So honestly, whatever you feel like garnishing or not garnishing, do yourself a favor, treat yourself to something special, because I think you deserve it. That's all about luxury, whether it's on a budget, not on a budget, bougie or not bougie, just you're special and you should make yourself feel that way. So cheers and Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful evening.